Good morning, everyone. Appreciate you taking out some time from your day today to join us on this webinar. Pretty excited about this webinar today. Great opportunity to kind of talk about, you know, a couple good products that F&G's got available for us, but then also looking at the opportunities we have right now when it comes to putting clients in some better situations than they've been in over the last 5, 7 years. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura Johnson. Been here at Hines for 16, 17 years altogether. Worked on the new business side for about 8 years and been on the sales side the remainder of the time. So happy to assist in anything on the annuity side. But what I'm going to do is just go through a few housekeeping things, a couple of things about IMES, and we'll turn the time over to David Downing with F&G. And David, we do appreciate you taking time out of your day as well to join us. A few things we're going to talk about, though, a couple programs here at IMES. So for those of you who are maybe brand new to IMES, or maybe you're considering joining IMES, this would be a program that you're available to get into day one. We called our new producer bonus. So when you get contracted with IMES, we give you 180 days to qualify for one of the 5 tiers. We think this is a great opportunity really to partner with you off of those first pieces of business you do with IMES and put some marketing dollars or some marketing strategies in your pocket to help boost business going forward. So really, it's just like a thank you, and we really like to do that with marketing stuff. So as you can see, it can be anywhere from radio to seminars to social media to pre-set appointments, marketing reimbursement. So really, like I said, to off those first pieces of business really help jumpstart your marketing. If you're curious if you qualified or if you're on pace to qualify or where you stand, just give your marketer at IMES a call. They'll be able to assist you with it. Once you get done with your new producer bonus and cash that out, we then move you into a marketing reimbursement program. So we'll talk about the bottom part of the screen first. So for every 100,000 of indexed annuity premium you do, it's $100 that we put in a marketing account for you. For every 100,000 of single premium life, that is equivalent to $200. And for every 10,000 of life target premium, that's $200 as well. So all the business you're writing with IMES, you're just constantly earning marketing dollars. And then when you have a marketing expense, you send in the receipt and we reimburse you for 50% of that cost. And we continue to do so until the account's been depleted. I'll tell you, this has helped pay for a lot of seminars. It's paid for a lot of radio shows, direct mail campaigns, all sorts of different things. So really great way for us to really partner with you on those expenses and kick back some of that to you. We also have a referred producer program. I mean, if you've been in the business any length of time, you know referrals are important in your business. And I would say that they're equally important in our business as well. So some of our best producers have come from referrals from our other agents with us. So the way this program works is when you refer someone up and we get them contracted, it's $50. And then as you can see on the screen, there's um, a lot of different payouts depending on target life premium, index annuity, MIGA, single premium life. But really what this is just us saying thank you for the referral. It's a way for us to kick back some of that to you without you having to take on the responsibility of downline agents. You know, when you've got downline agents and one has a chargeback that they don't handle and it ends up rolling up to you, that can be quite costly. So this is a way that we can put those agents direct to IMES and still kick back to you saying thank you for that referral. So if you've got an agent you'd like to refer up to us, just reach out to your marketer on either the life or the annuity side. Give them their name, information. We'd be happy to reach out to them. So part of our name, Insurance Agency Marketing Service. Service being our #1 goal here at IMES. If you know when you call, you always get a live person. It starts right there. That's something Charles started when he created this company 35, 36 years ago, and that's something that will never change. You're always going to get a live person when you call. And the reason we do that also is just to make sure that you have your answers when you need it. You know, you're not leaving me a voicemail and I'm out of the office for the week and you don't get your answer for 4 or 5 days. So we just think that's a really great way to make sure we're getting to you guys right away and answering those questions. What our job is to take whatever we can off your plate to put it on ours to make your job easier. Anyway, doing case design, illustrations. We're on Insurance Bay trying to make the contracting process as easy as possible. Our new business teams do a phenomenal job. Michelle McKenzie and their teams on the life and the annuity side doing what we call submission to commission support. So that means from the time you're writing the app, scrubbing the app, making sure your product training was completed, make sure your best interest training is done. Then we submit that app to the home office, and we're following up on that business every 3 to 5 business days. I mean, we've got people internally helping request parameds on the life side, chasing down medical records. On the annuity side, we're chasing down those 1035s and those transfers for you, as we know the carriers can delay sometimes at getting those updates for us. So we have people internally doing those things for you on your behalf. And really, again, like I said, it's allowing us to assist you and keep you in the field doing what you do best. If you haven't been out to our website, you can see it there on the screen. I'd encourage you all to go out and register. A lot of great things. We're not going to go through the whole website now, but I'm going to tell you a couple of my favorite spots. Obviously, under the product section, you've got access under annuities to Annuity Rate Watch. Great tool to be able to do income comparisons, check current rates, even see what rate changes are coming up. So it's a really great tool. We give that to our agents free of cost, so you can access that under the products. Under the Life tab, a lot of great tools as well, from term quoting to being able to do there's a bunch of different life quoting tools and stuff like that. Probably one of my favorite spots is under the support tab. There's a thing called the Sales Resource Library. And it's a library of a bunch of documents and information presentations that are fit for clients or ready to use for you all in the field. So, for example, under there's a fact finder tab. Under fact finders, you'll probably find 20 different fact finders. Some of them are personal, some of them are business related. If you're doing estate planning, if you're doing annual reviews, they've got a bunch of different ones out there. And everything you pull from the sales resource library can be customized here at IMES as well for you and your practice. There's also under that tab, under the sales resource library, a section for client presentations. You get a client that says, what's an indexed annuity? Well, there's a thing in there called a lesson on indexed annuities, and it's going to tell your client everything there is. They'll explain a cap, a participation rate. They're going to talk about, everything and all types of annuities. So really great resources out there. I'd encourage you to check it out. One other thing we do have on our website as well is Firelight. If you are not using Firelight for your applications, I would urge you to consider starting sooner rather than later, as more and more carriers are moving to e-app only. I'd give it another year or two and there will no longer be paper applications. Firelight, though, is a great system. As terrifying as it may seem to switch from doing paper to doing them online, it makes it a lot more efficient, a lot less NIGOs, and gets your business processed 5 to 7 business days quicker, if not even more, depending on the carrier. With Firelight, it's a very user-friendly system. So as you're answering questions and you say, yes, it's a replacement, it automatically pulls in the replacement form. It'll pull in the comparison form. Firelight will not let you send it off for signatures until it is at 100%. So really, really great system. And like I said, it processes your business faster. You doing it on an e-app, so many of the carriers now have built-in suitability within Firelight, so that unless there's a red flag, a lot of times we'll have suitability approved the same day we submit an application with several carriers. So again, another reason to use Firelight. If you're sending in a paper app, we send it in to F&G, and then you got someone who has to physically enter that application, versus with Firelight where it automatically imports. Then you have to, it sits in a stack there to get inputted, and then it's got to sit in a stack to be reviewed. We're looking 1 to 2 weeks longer processing time. So if you're not using it, we've got training videos, we've got webinars we've done on it. Give me a call. I'll be happy to help you with your first one, walking you through it. The nice thing is when you do it on our website, then we can actually be able to mirror in and see what you're doing and say, okay, this is why you can't move forward, is you're forgetting to click this spot, and we can walk you through that. So encourage you to use it through our website. The nice thing also is when you do it on our website, whether it's Firelight for annuities, iGo eApp, or Sunfire for Medicare, no matter if it's life annuity or Medicare, when you do it on our site, they come to our office first so that we can call and verify your product training. We can, do a high level review of it. Those are things that are going to help get your business process faster as well. So if you haven't been on Firelight, check it out. Now, one thing I will mention is that we have recently partnered with Luma, And so if you are one of our agents and you've been out to our website, you've probably got a little frustrated at first, but it's going to be a great transition as we move into working with Luma, as Luma works closely with these carriers, and it's an automatic feed. So when your business is in there, uh, at some of these carriers, if they're partnered with Luma, you will get live feeds on when a policy issues, when a systematic withdrawal goes out, when a policy's coming out of surrender period. I mean, it alerts you of all those things. I got onto ours the other day, and there's about 10 of them that showed that we're within a month from them coming out of surrender. There's a lot of great positive things with Luma. It's just going to be a little learning curve. So if you have trouble, don't stress out. Just call me, call anyone on my team. We are happy to assist you as far as getting you feel comfortable with the system, as it is a little bit different. But with Luma, it does partner with Firelight. So when you get in to do an app, you will be back on the Firelight platform. So I just want to encourage you all to check it out, because it will be a good change as we move forward. As you can see on the screen, pretty much all carriers are on Firelight. I think there's maybe two, maybe three annuity carriers out of the 60 that we work with that are not on Firelight. So with that, I'm going to move into talking about our creative services. If you haven't worked with Jacob and his team, I encourage you to do so. He's got a team of graphic design, web people who put together all of our webinars, who do all of our marketing. But not only that, but they're servicing all of our agents as well. So if you're brand new to the business and maybe need a logo and a business card, we can handle that. Maybe you want to do a monthly newsletter, or you're looking to need a website. Maybe you're looking to do social media marketing or some drip email campaigns. All that stuff can be done internally here at IMES. So I always like to say there's no cost to doing business with, or there's no cost to the creative team as long as you're doing your business with IMES. So as you're earning those marketing dollars, if there are costs that arise, those can be covered with your marketing dollars. I encourage you to talk with your marketer about any projects, so they can kind of give you a heads up on what timelines are. There's processing times on their end too, as they're doing design work for hundreds of agents, thousands of agents through IMES. So encourage you to consider utilizing them. They've got their, on our website, you can go to the creative tab, and it'll take you out to their microsite, where you can see website designs, logo designs that they've done for other agents, and kind of look at what they're doing for all of our advisors. If you don't know, we do have a sister company, IMES Wealth Management, just down the street from us. Charles Jr. And his team do a great job for our advisors. 5, 6 years ago, whenever the DOL came around the first time, Charles and Steve said it was time, so we entered that RIA space as well. So IMES Wealth Management is our sister company in RIA. They're run just the same morals and values as IMES here. We are sister companies. We work side by side on a daily basis. I see their team all the time. They're just a couple miles down the road. But two things I want to mention with this. So with the RIA platform, obviously, if you're 65 registered, or 7 and 66, you can get registered on our platform. Very open platform as well. But what I really want to focus on is maybe some of you who are maybe nervous. Should I get my 65? Is now with the DOL coming up again? Do I need it? Do I not? And this is how I mention it to my agents: is if you're going into a household and there's clients got $1 million, well, we know that F&G may only be able to take, maybe up to 60, 70% of that net worth. Okay. So let's say they can take 700. Well, what are you going to do with that other 300 sitting on the table? We know it's not suitable to go into an annuity. So if you're just leaving it there on the table, you're allowing potentially another financial advisor to come in and to manage that other 300,000. So we feel it's very important to have outlets for our agents. We encourage people obviously to get their 65, but maybe you're toward the end of your career and it's just not for you. It's not something you're looking to do. Or maybe you're brand new to the business and you haven't had time to study yet. We do have a client direct program as well that Zach and Chad run for our company. And that is an opportunity where they can come in and do joint meetings with you, and they can handle the security portion of the business. You handle the insurance, and you know that all those assets are at home and they're not potentially going to be stolen or taken from another advisor. Nice thing about it is if you're studying, once you do get your 65, all those clients, when you get registered, all those clients will get transferred right over to you. So it's a great way to kind of build some AUM, as much as you're not making money on it right away, while you study and knowing that those clients are safe and not at risk of being, potentially lost to another financial advisor. Last thing I'm going to talk about is our life and annuity academies. We usually do 3 to 4 of these a year. Just wrapped one up about 2 weeks ago that we partnered with Equitrust and American Life on. We do have one coming up here. If you've got your pen and paper, write it down. It's September 25th through the 27th. It's actually going to be here at our home office in Omaha, Nebraska. Flights, meals, hotels, all covered. But it's not annuities 101. It's not life insurance 101. This is more in-depth concepts, techniques. How can we help you grow your business? We're going to have several of our top producers in here talking about tax strategies, how to better run your appointments. We're going to talk about some estate planning stuff. I mean, just a lot of different topics that these top producers have applied to what they're doing in the field to increase their revenue, taking them from writing a couple million a year to several more million a year. So we really think it's a great value. And like I said, if you're new to the business, it may be a little more in depth than you'd want right away. But it's more for the seasoned agent who's really at the point where they're ready to invest in their career and really focus on growing their business. So if you are interested in coming to one of our academies, if you answer yes to this question, we'll get you out a link with the registration link. That lets us know that you are interested. And then as we get closer, I think we have to have flights booked by the end of the month. So as we get closer and we start inviting people, we'll be reaching out to you in regards to the next steps. But again, it's a great opportunity. We've seen proven results of business going up following one of these events. So if you haven't answered the question, if you could do so real quickly, then we will pass this time over to Mr. David Downing. So as you guys are answering that, we do have David Downing, who is our regional VP with Fidelity and Guarantee Life. He's going to be talking about 2 different products today. We're going to be talking about one of their top accumulation products with a very large bonus. One thing I'll say on this is that with the market and rates being where they are today, there is a huge opportunity to go back and look at your existing book. Policies, I have been replacing policies from 10 years ago with an income rider, and I can beat it today based on the payout percentages we have in the current market. I've replacing people who are in 2% caps with things that now have 10% caps or 8% caps. There's a great opportunity, and David will attest to this. Companies are welcoming that business if it's better for the client. They understand that we've been in a low interest rate environment for 15 years plus, and that we haven't seen rates like this in a long time. And this is a great opportunity. So with that, David, don't mean to steal too much of your thunder, but wanted to hype you up a little, and we will hand the time over to you. Appreciate you joining us.
Hey, keep going. I might
No.
just let you run with this if you want to. Thanks for having me. I do really appreciate always partnering with Laura Johnson at IAMS. She keeps it simple. I like the invite today. No fluff. 15% bonus. Great for replacements. That's a story. Who would have thought coming into 2024, guaranteed income and replacements would be running the table, not just with us, but with everybody. So we are going to spend most of our time talking about the Performance Pro, that product, the replacement, some ideas for you all to be using in your practice if you're not already. But I'd be remiss if I didn't quickly talk about the Safe Income Advantage. If your client is age 60 to age 70, looking for guaranteed income, we are running the table for an A-rated carrier. Again, that's the Safe Income Advantage, and that is our guaranteed income product. And it's really an awesome time to be looking at guaranteed income. You're beating pensions. The payouts are phenomenal. I actually just wrote one on my mother-in-law this morning. She's 62 years old, and if she lives for the next 12 years, she's got her money back. So everything on top of that is gravy. So it's really awesome time to be talking guaranteed income, but also a really good time if you've been in the business for long enough to be looking at replacements, underperforming annuities, clients that are unhappy, zero returns, things like that. It's really prime season in the rate environment that we're in, and it feels like we're in a short window here, right? With the Feds decreasing rates recently, market falling, it's a good time to look at refinancing your clients' existing annuities. So before we get there, we did the IMES commercial. I'm going to do a little F&G commercial. If you're looking for the team, this is the dream team. This is the team that works with IMES. Left-hand side, we have Ms. Tia Stanley, National Account VP. She's also on the board of directors at NAFA. So we talked a little bit about the DOL, things like that, or Laura mentioned it briefly. That team continues to strive to make sure that the insurance-only folks on this call can continue to sell fixed index annuities. A lot of great stuff going on behind the scenes over there. Then you have me right in the middle. I'm the national account manager. I also work with IMES. If you were in Kiowa, I was there golfing, looking at alligators, doing all the cool stuff. And it's a really good bogey or milestone to get yourself invited onto that IMES trip. Had a lot of fun, made a lot of great connections. And then we have Miss Jennifer Howe. She's a senior internal wholesaler that also works here with IMES. But left to right, those are the two you're going to see on the road. And then all the way on the right was Jennifer Howe. You're going to see her more virtually. But a really awesome team to support you all. That's what this is all about. So if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. And looking forward to continuing to work with IMES. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, since we've been working with IMES over the last few years, we've seen 20% year-over-year growth with the IMES team, which is a testament to what you all are doing and the success that you're having with IMES. So thank you very much to those on the call that have written some F&G over the last couple of years. F&G as a company, we've been around for over 60 years. We've been in the marketplace for a long time. Released our first fixed indexed annuity in 1998. It's been a while. We've been in the market. We've seen some things. But really over the last 5 years is where F&G has hit its stride. I'm just going to highlight a couple things here that are important to note. In 2017, we formed a partnership with Blackstone. They're the world's largest alternate asset manager, not to be confused with BlackRock. Blackstone gives us access to alternate capital, but our whole goal of partnering with them is for sustainability. And I'm not talking about green energy or things like that. I'm talking about making sure that when you sell a product to your client, that we're going to be sustainable in terms of rates for the duration of that contract. That's what that partnership's all about. Sustainable pricing, competitive assets to make sure that you and your client are happy. Lots of A's being thrown around here, but we are A's across the board. AM Best, S&P, Moody's all recognize us as A. AM Best actually came out last year and said, moved us from a neutral outlook to a positive outlook. So we're continuing to knock the doors to make sure that they're recognizing our financial strength and what we are doing with your client's capital, because that's important, right? In 2020, we partnered with F&F. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of F&F. If you don't know who F&F is, they are the largest title insurer. So if you have a mortgage, chances are you have title insurance through F&F. Really awesome partnership. You think about what happens when rates go down, mortgage sales go up, rates go up, mortgage sales go down. So really nice ebb and flow relationship with that team. And then last but not least here, in 2022, F&G was spun off. We are publicly traded, which is awesome if you sit down with that analytical client that wants to deep dive into our financials. It's all out there. No fluff. When you're publicly traded, you got to show it all. You got to open up the curtain and let your clients see what's going on, which is really awesome in terms of transparency. I'm not here to tell you to buy F&G stock, but we're trading close to that $40 mark. When we rolled out, we were about 17. So obviously, investors are seeing value in what F&G is doing as well. So maybe something, if you have your RIA with IMES Wealth Management, something you can look into for your clients. Right, Laura?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was muted. Yes, most
There we
definitely.
go. Got to make sure you're not dozing off. Gonna need to keep popping you in here. I'm just joking, but this has made my job really easy. When I started at F&G 3.5 years ago, I was employee number 170 something. Last year, we went above and beyond. We're at about 1,200 employees now. And we're really continuing to invest and making sure we have the right people in the right jobs to make sure that you and your client are taken care of. And so last year we were number 2 in overall customer satisfaction. This year, number 1 in overall customer satisfaction. We are putting our money where our mouth is. We are growing. We're growing quickly, but we're avoiding those growing pains that you and your clients know so well. And that's what this is all about. Number 1 for product offerings, interaction, statement, price, communication, all the things that are important to your client, we're doing better than anybody else. This isn't just IMO centric annuity carriers. This is all annuity carriers. Even some of the old school annuity carriers, the Pac Lives, people like that. Number 1, overall customer satisfaction. Nobody does it better than F&G. Pretty cool. This is actually a client-friendly piece as well. So if you decide to talk about a F&G product with your client, maybe the Safe Income Advantage or Performance Pro, you can set this down, hand it to your client when you're delivering the policy, when you're showing them an illustration, or you're talking about the product to help build that consumer confidence. Okay, I'm working with the number 1 overall customer satisfaction annuity carrier in the world. Right here, you got it. And again, that is client friendly and available on our sales link profile. But what everybody came for, as Laura Johnson put it, 15% bonus, great for replacements. Performance Pro is all about strong bonus, growth potential, guaranteed income. And the guaranteed income box is more of a living benefit type conversation that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But let's dive in here. So what do we got? We got up to a 15% bonus. Now, of course, take a look at your state and your client's age, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But they always say no free lunch. So 15% bonus, really great caps, has an income rider, does have a 10 basis point fee. That is as low as the state would let us go. This product is a product we've had around now for over 5 years, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to come into this replacement space quickly. So we revamped this product. We increased the bonus, but when we tried to go no fee, some states said, hang on a second, you have to refile the product, which can take several years. So we said, how low can we go with that fee? And states said 10 basis points. So that is the lowest fee we could charge without having to refile this product. So if I give you $100,000, you charge me a 10 basis point fee, it is a $100 fee. It is a very, very low fee. And for that fee, they get a really nice income rider that ultimately drives impairment protection, which is the impairment multiplier that's available on both this product and the Safe Income Advantage. That's where if your client can't do 2 of 6 daily living activities, we're going to double their income. Really awesome benefit to hedge some long-term care costs. So that's the story. Great bonus, uncapped growth potential, little itty bitty fee, and some great living benefits. That's what this product's all about. If I had to sum it up, that would be it. But there's a lot of great concepts that go along with this. How can you jumpstart your retirement? I read an interesting survey the other day. It said, of those American investors that are getting ready to retire, almost 70% of them recognize they need to save more for retirement, but that same 70% of people is scared of the market. How can we offset that conversation? Let's give you a 15% bonus. You recognize you need to put more money to work. 15% bonus gets it started pretty quickly. In addition to that, the zero is the hero story of a fixed index annuity. If this thing does zero, your client's going to be happy because chances are the market went backwards. So how can your client jumpstart their retirement with the Performance Pro? Pretty easy story, right? And if you go back 3, 4, 5 years ago, there is no free lunch, right? If you have a big bonus, you have really tiny growth opportunities on this product. Because of the interest rate environment we're in, we have a great bonus, great caps, and a really awesome fixed rate. So they really can have their lunch and eat it too in today's environment. So how can your client jumpstart their retirement? And then, of course, I love Laura's message, 15% bonus is great for replacements. So let's talk a little bit about F&G and how we view replacements and this bonus. So we have this really awesome 15% bonus, but we do know that market value adjustments can be really high right now, right? We're seeing some pretty high MBAs. So F&G has taken the stance where we will allow for a 3% net surrender loss, up to 3% net surrender loss. So really good opportunity to start to look at some of those annuities that have really low caps, really low par rates, and your client's looking for more of the upside that's available in today's market. We can use this 15% bonus and then some to offset some of those surrender charges to make sure your client is truly in a better situation when they join F&G. They want to experience F&G's #1 overall customer satisfaction. We got to make sure that they have no more than a 3% net surrender loss. In addition to that, contract has to be enforced for 12 months. We're not taking any contracts that are inside 12 months. Inside 3 years, they're going to receive a heightened review. Does this really make sense for your client, right? Because that's what this is all about, making sure your client is in a better situation. And that 15% bonus makes that very easy, in addition to today's cap environments, right? We've seen a lot of high caps. You go back 3-4 years ago, the introductory S&P cap averaged somewhere around 4 to 5%. You are seeing much higher than that today. Your client wants to take part in that. This 15% bonus is a really great opportunity to do so. Let's dive a little deeper. The #1 index option on this product for the last 12 months is that second box there, the fixed rate. Clients are looking for guarantees today more than they ever have been before. Okay? So if you can give them a 15% bonus, 3% fixed rate, we'll call it an 18% year one return. That's a pretty awesome story for your client, especially if you're trying to overcome things like short-term CDs, right? Rates are pretty good on short-term CDs right now. How can we overcome that objection for our client? How about a 15% bonus, 3% fixed rate, and then all the interest compounds on top of that over the next 10 years? Pretty awesome stuff. Of course, we have that impairment multiplier we talked about, and we'll expand on here in a little bit. But really, really great offerings. In addition to that, I'm sure we have some people that are selling life insurance. Well, we sit down with a client, they're looking for life insurance, and they don't tell you that they're smoking, or that they got a DUI last year. Things like that are becoming more and more frequently in terms of things that keep people from having life insurance. So how does this become a really awesome life insurance story? Is that bonus vests at death. So let's say you write this policy on your client today, they give you $100,000. They get a 15% bonus. They die the next day. $115,000 paid out to their beneficiary day one. That's not a 5-pay, a 10-pay. That is a lump sum death benefit. So these awesome bonuses can be utilized to pivot when somebody doesn't qualify for life insurance, or we have an older client that's looking to do a legacy play. It makes it much easier when you can guarantee them that 15% bonus. And oh, by the way, like all of our fixed index annuities here at F&G, we offer 10% penalty-free withdrawal after the first year. So in the time that your client is going to need their money, they need that liquidity, they have it. And oh, by the way, they also have access to their account value, surrender charge free, if they have home health care, nursing home care, or terminal illness. So just a ton of benefits and a ton of stories that your clients can resonate with around this product. Big bonus, great growth opportunity, and when I need my money the most, I'm going to have access to it. Let's expand a little bit on the impairment multiplier we talked about earlier. This is a unique rider. Not a unique rider in terms of in the industry, but unique in terms of how F&G packages this rider. This is not a confinement-based rider, which means it is extremely easy for your client to access this rider. Because what's the importance of selling a rider is utilization, right? We don't want to sell something, your client becomes impaired, and then they can't use it. So this rider is based on 2 of 6 daily living activities. They can't eat, bathe, dress, go to the bathroom, transfer mobility, etc. by themselves. 2 of 6 driven, they qualify for this rider, right? Of course, it's not long-term care insurance, but this is an awesome hedge towards some of those costs that are associated with long-term care. Basically, what we need is a signed doctor's statement that says, my client can't do 2 of 6. It's expected to be permanent. It started on this date, and we begin paying that benefit out right away. It's awesome to be able to have a rider that your client can actually utilize. We all know with some of those confinement-based riders, it can be extremely difficult for the client to access their money, and oftentimes they pass away before they even get to utilize the benefit. Let's talk about how it works. Let's say your client has the Safe Income Advantage or the Performance Pro. It's available on both products. Of course, check your state. They've grown their guaranteed withdrawal payment to $25,000. So if they turned on an income payment, they'd be receiving $25,000. They can't do 2 of 6. We got the letter from Dr. Joe 5 years into the contract that says they cannot do 2 of 6. We begin paying out $50,000 right away. There's no 5-year. This is as long as there's a single account value, a single dollar, in their account value, they receive this benefit. Really awesome opportunity for your client to get their money back quickly and utilize it for things that are important to them, right? Offsetting some of those costs. And it comes up frequently. What if we have a breadwinner situation, right? Can we utilize this type of rider for a joint annuitant? And the answer is yes, we can. We're also one of the very few companies that will allow on all of our income rider products to do joint income or joint annuitants on qualified money. So this helps offset some of those costs or some of those worries associated with having a breadwinner spouse, right? So what does that look like? Instead of doubling the income, we multiply by 1.5%. And again, same rules apply as long as there's a single dollar value, they receive that benefit. And if one spouse dies, the other remains living, they receive that $25,000 till the day they die. It's a really great option to make sure that yourself and or your spouse are covered under this rider. Take a quick look at the illustration. This is just guarantees. And I want to highlight just a couple things here. So this is assuming we have a 63-year-old, $250,000. Let's say we write this on a 63-year-old and they die next year. $287 paid out, lump sum death benefit to their beneficiary guaranteed. Pretty awesome. Let's say in year 5, this client becomes impaired. They can't do 2 of 6 like we were just talking about. $27,000 until their account value hits 0. Laura, I think you're on here. If you're taking $27,000 and you have a account value of $286, how many years are you going to be able to receive that benefit?
Oh, if you do 287 divided by 27,000, you said, we're looking at 10 years, 10.6.
10.6, which actually means 11 years. As long as there is a single dollar of account value, they receive that benefit. So we're always rounding up on those numbers. So 11 years, the client would be able to receive that impairment benefit. And that's the story, right? Really great guarantees with the bonus, really great living benefit, and really low cost rider. And then if we add any sort of index credits, and you could tell I went really conservative here, right? 4% average, 8% every other year. And this thing is blowing it out of the water. I think conservatively, for a client to receive 4% over the next 10 years and be able to grow their account value from $250 to almost $500,000, that's a pretty good story in and of itself. Of course, you have the death benefit, the impairment benefit, all of that stuff looks just a little better when you add a little bit of growth. So again, great on the guarantees, even better when you add just a little bit of growth. And that's what this thing's all about. Great bonus, great index offerings to get your client really in a better situation than they're in today. Of course, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Make sure you're taking a look at what state you're in because it can affect the bonus. Also, if we have those older clients, 76 to age 80, that can make things a little bit more difficult for replacements. But make sure you're taking a look at your state and talking about the appropriate bonus with your client. This is available in California. Same rules apply in terms of replacements. So really good opportunity for you, not only to put your client in a better situation if they don't have an annuity, right? Let's jumpstart that retirement, because people are worried about the market, and we can offset that with that nice big bonus and some great growth opportunities. And what if we sold them an annuity 3-4 years ago and the S&P cap is at 2-3%? Let's refinance our client's annuity using the Performance Pro. One more quick plug here, if I haven't hammered it home enough. 15% bonus, 10 basis point fee, great living benefits. That is what this story is all about. And I like this. I did this just for you, Laura. Let IAMS refinance your client's retirement with F&G. I know Laura and her team have diligently been looking at old cases, right? Cases that you wrote 5 or 6 years ago, they're underperforming. Let's take a look at those and put your client in a better financial situation with the Performance Pro. Now with that, Laura, I'll kick it back over to you and let you close it out here.
Yeah, appreciate you going through that. I mean, again, like David just showed, great product, a lot of great opportunities utilizing that bonus for very low cost. You know, when you're looking in the industry trying to find a big bonus, a lot of times there's a fee associated with it and such. So this is a really great option for 10 basis points. That's barely anything. So, and a lot of other great features that come with it. One question, is a bonus available on their account value on the day, like day one, or is it vested? Isn't it correct? It's a recapture schedule, correct?
It is a vested bonus. However, it's applied day one, which means any sort of index growth, right, is going to be compounded on top of that bonus. But of course, we try to withdraw from the contract. That's when the vesting schedule comes into play.
Right. So as long as you're staying within the free withdrawals and not exceeding the free withdrawal limits, you will have that bonus applied day one and will be earning interest. So that was really the only question. One thing I will say, if you're not appointed or want more or want to get appointed or want additional information on the product, just go ahead and hit yes to the question I just threw up, and I will have my assistant get that out to you later today. I know some people asked about commissions as well. If you just want to give your marketer at IAMS a call, they will be happy to get that out to you as well. So with that, appreciate you, David, taking time out of your day. If there are any other questions, just go ahead and give IAMS a call, ask for your annuity marketer, ask for anyone on my annuity team, and they'll be happy to assist you. So appreciate you all taking time out of your day. And again, thank you, David, and hope you all have a great Thursday.
Thanks for having me.